Hello guys, RobotBat1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today we're going to be talking about basically what happened at YCS New Jersey, specifically the deck that won it all, because I felt like, seeing as this deck was able to single-handedly go through the entire, I think it was 9 rounds or something, I don't know, some crazy number, and having like a quarter of the amount of people there having a bye by round 4, and I wanted to talk, not bye, draws, not buys, that's impossible, and I just wanted to talk about how this deck was single-handedly able to go through all that event, take up half the bracket of the New Jersey, and basically why this deck specifically did that. And I felt like it would be a good little discussion because it's a deck that, it's a very powerful deck, and I personally, every time I've dueled it, I beat it, except for like one time. Like, you always get that one loss against it. Like, you can't not get the one loss against it. And this deck is, and this deck that I'm going to be talking about is Sky Striker Trickstar. And Sky Striker Trickstar. This was a deck that basically took over 50% of the top 32. 16 Trickstar like Sky Striker decks topped. There was like 2 Sky Strikers. There was like 3 Sky Strikers that made it all the way into like the top 8 and the finals. One made it into the finals, and there was also 2 Trickstar that I believe made it to top 8 or top 16, one of the 2, and also Altergeist made it into the top 32. I play Altergeist, I'm good with it. Yeah, but what I really want to speak about this is how this deck was able to get from 0 to 100. Because let's be honest here. Round 1, the deck's at 0, you don't know if you're going to top, you go in to try to win, to try to top, but there's no guarantee that you're going to do it. But when you get to that, I like to say top 32 is like the 80% mark, where you're like, okay, my deck's doing really well, there's 16 others of us in the top cut, how am I going to be able to do it? And it's like, well, this deck went from 0 to 100. And it's like, I feel like this deck actually did really, really well in the event. Like, I feel like most of its tops were from like the new match procedures, though. I feel like a lot of the Trickstar and the other Trickstar Sky Strikers, or all of them, probably got quite a few wins from just match procedures, being able to burn your opponent to death really easily. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, seeing as the match procedures actually makes this deck definitively one of the best decks. Like, in general, Trickstars is one of the best decks just because of the new match procedures, seeing as instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns, you go end of phase. Hey! And it's like, this deck did so much. It went from 0 to 100 very easily, and it's just like, how was this deck able to do it? How was this deck able to get from 0 to 100? And that's something I really wanted to talk about. So, let's get into it. So, let's start off from the beginning. What I think of it, as I said. Well, the end of match procedures. I feel like the end of match procedures was a big help to the Trickstar Sky Striker deck in general. Being able to mix Trickstars, that is one of the best burn decks in the game, probably better than the original burn deck, Chain Burn, and just mixing it with the best deck in the game in general, which was Sky Striker. And mixing those two together gave a baby called Sky Striker Trickstar, and it was insane. Like, this deck was able to go from 0 to 100 because of that. And I feel like the main part of that is the match procedures. Like, I feel like a lot of games won throughout the day probably came from the new end of match procedures. Now, obviously, I could be wrong, but this is just a hypothesis. Like, Trickstars are definitively better just because the end of match procedures, and I feel like just because the end of match procedures were put into this event, it was the first event with the new end of match procedures, the deck did a lot better. It did a lot more than it should have done if it was maybe in the last format. But there's also other reasons why this deck did really well, such as, you pure Brandish players, this deck has an FTK for you, and that FTK is basically the Firewall loop. And it's very easy to actually pull off against Sky Strikers. Like, all you need is them to have a Kagari, a Shizuku. Shizuku pointing down, and all you need is a Honeybit. Like, actually no, it's a Honeybit Candina, just to pull off the whole combo. Like, the whole combo is literally Honeybit Candina, and then you can just go on into an FTK because you have the Firewall in the main monster zone, and you can just keep punching your opponent with Lilybell, returning the Lycanroc to the hand, and then just... might as well go home. FTKs, OTKs, no. But that's one of the main reasons, that's a good reason for why I believe the deck topped. Because of this specific combo that is able to just get into a Firewall loop with 2 cards. Like, literally, when you can do a 2-card Firewall loop, it's insane. Literally, like, Firewall in general gave original Trickstars that ability to Firewall loop them, because it was something that wasn't easy to stop. But it became less easy because we got Ogre in the game. But now that Ogre has become a definitively bad hand trap, it just in general makes Trickstar loop even more consistent. Like, the loop is even more consistent now just because Ogre is no longer a card and you're not going to be running it. But there's also other reasons why this deck can do really well. First of all, the Sky Striker engine in general, being a very helmet engine, which is just like, Kagari, engage, Honeybit, Kagari, add back Honeybit or engage, draws, just tons of resources. The deck is very consistent. It's able to go through the deck very quick. It's able to hand loop your opponent thanks to Droll and Reincarnation. And the deck is probably one of the most consistent decks in the game right now. Like, honestly, the deck is the most consistent deck in the game right now. Purely because it has Starp Engage that is able to consistently get you any Sky Striker card, be it the Jamming Wave, Afterburner, Widow Anchor, or the Honeybit, or is it Hornetbit? One of the two. I like Honeybit. It sounds a little bit better to me. But I think it's Hornetbit. And being able to just go, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to deal with you, and I'm not going to see you anymore. And it's like, the deck is just so consistent. Plus, it's also got the advantage of the Trickstar engine, which is also very consistent. Being able to have that Candina that lets you search any Trickstar card, or having the Terraforming to get you to the light stage that gets you to the Candina, and the Candina gets you either to a Lycanroc or a Reincarnation that in general boosts your advantage. It lets you go further, and it's like the deck has a lot of consistency in it, and because of that, it was able to do so well as well. And those are just 2 reasons. Like, those are just 2 reasons right there. It's very consistent, and it's got an FTK, well, an OTK, can't FTK in the deck. That's physically impossible. Well, unless you're playing Exodia and you're lucky. But yeah, you've got to look at that as well. How the deck is so consistent that it's actually just able to go get anything it wants at any given time. And that's something one of the big reasons why I believe this deck was actually able to win the New Jersey National Championship, or was it a YCS? It was a YCS. And the deck just has so much consistency, so much potential in it. And it's got the end of match procedures to boost it as well, which just give it unlimited power. Yeah, it's got unlimited power. And it's like, this deck in general is the most stupid deck of the format. Being able to fuse 2 concepts together so well, it's like, why? Why you do this, Konami? Why have you not hit Trickstar and let this be a problem? Like, I know that sounds like a bit of a rant where you're like, oh, this deck is still the most just stupid and outrageous, but you should have hit Konami. You should have hit Trickstar. You should have hit the reincarnation to 1, laddie. You should have, laddie. But yeah. But honestly, looking at it in the long run, looking at this deck in general, it's got the new end of match procedures that give it a big boost. It's got an OTK that's very easy in the mirror mat just against pure Sky Strikers, which is definitively the best build still, because I believe only 3 topped the YCS, and they made it pretty much to top 8. Then the last one made it to first place. I don't know if there were any in the top 4. I can't remember. But I believe all 3 of them made it to top 8, and then it just went downhill until the last one made it to the top first place, and then Trickstar's just boom. But the deck has so much going for it that the deck actually, it went from 0 to 100 throughout the whole event, and it's like, well, it looks like this is definitively the best deck of the format. And no matter what you say, no matter what you do, this deck is now the best deck of the format. Trickstar, Sky Striker, Trickstar, whatever you want to call it. It definitely is the best deck of the format, no matter how you look at it. It has the power, the potential, and the ability to just go mental. And thanks to new end of match procedures, thanks to Konami not touching Trickstar in general, this is definitely the best deck of the format. But yeah, guys, do you think Trickstar Sky Striker is the best deck of the format? Do you think half of the top cut of YCS New Jersey was a flop? Do you think the new end of match procedures is one of the big reasons for this deck being able to go just insane and win so many events? Tell me all of that in the comment section below, because I always like to hear your opinions, I like to hear your discussions, and I like to hear your thoughts on these matters. Do you think Trickstar Brandish are the best deck in the format, or do you think Pure Brandish Sky Strikers is the best deck of the format, or do you even think maybe one of the other decks that top, like 2 Alter guys made it into the top cut, a Magician player made it into the top cut, I think Dinosaurs made it into the cut, did they? I don't know. I can't remember. Like, do you think something else is the best deck of the format? But personally, I can't deny this is definitely the best deck of the format. The standings in general show it. It's right down the middle for Trickstar Sky Striker and for what you're gonna do. But yeah, guys, that's the video. As I said, tell me what you think of this in the comment section below. If you liked the video and want to hear see more videos like this, don't forget to press the like button to show that you enjoy them and want to see more of them. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more YouTube videos from me, don't forget to press the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and get those videos in your subscription box. And if you want to be notified of those future YouTube videos or whenever I stream, don't forget to press the notification button to be notified of any streams I do and any videos I upload. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Robot1, signing out. I hate burn and I don't like spell decks. Order! Bye. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And check out the links in the description for the previous video and the link to my Facebook page where you can see previous videos that I've posted there and any other information that I may have posted there. I hope to see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.